Yeah, so my name is Malte Scherner. I'm AAT Composites Executive Management here in Somerset, West South Africa, so really at the tip of Africa. And telling a little bit about myself, I was actually born in Germany, and my parents, or the whole family, we emigrated to South Africa in the early 80s. No, so I grew up actually in Cape Town, went to school here. And then I decided actually after school to study aeronautical engineering back in Germany. Yeah, and first exposure also to the composite aviation industry started during my studies. Yeah, and I planned always to come back to South Africa at some point in time. But my career started off as a design engineer. I think that's kind of typical for having studied something engineering-like. And I was involved in aviation, automotive, medical industry projects, so kind of all over the show. But the one thing that really always connected the things I've done was actually the composite development, or the development of composite parts and products. No, so that's kind of really what I love, what I enjoy, and I think that kind of started off with being a scholar in South Africa, in Cape Town, being close to the ocean. You start surfing, you start repairing your epoxy surfboard. So you start working with glass fibers and epoxies, and it just carries on from there. Now, so I stayed in Germany then a lot longer than originally anticipated. So I got back to South Africa end of 2015 when I joined AAT Composites.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have not really, yeah, no. In hindsight, actually, I have to admit, I wish I would have done that step a lot earlier. No, but yeah, in hindsight, you're always more clever.
I believe that you surfed a bit less in Germany. The ocean
Yes.
was a bit not that
Yeah, no,
close.
there's a lot of advantages of living and working in South Africa for sure, especially here on the southern tip. We've got the winelands like really literally 6 minutes away. We've got the ocean 6 minutes away. So you can really enjoy life here at the tip of Africa.
Wow, that sounds something that I'll be really happy to explore.
Yeah.
Can you tell can you share, please, what do you love the most about your job, about your position at AIT?
Yes, of course. We at AAT, we manufacture composite parts for the commercial aviation industry. And that's kind of really what I've been doing my professional career. So it's really going back to what I love doing. We are developing composite parts. We manufacture them. We are a manufacturing company, and we deliver into the world. So we are focusing on low volume production. We've got products with a very high amount of variations and complexity, so that makes it very labor intensive. So in the end, what I really love about working at AAT is not only the product portfolio we are supplying, but also really being reliant on working with people. So being a very labor intensive process, which we manufacture our products in. Yeah, having the right skilled employees, having the right people in the right places is key to a successful business. Now, that is what I really enjoy about AAT and working here. Now you're part of a team which delivers great products into the world.
Handmade, you can say.
Yes, handmade, or in South Africa, we like to say proudly South African, handmade in the Cape.
What is the top challenge that you face today?
Actually, the kind of the same thing what I love doing. We are working with people, and that can be a blessing, but it's also always a challenge because people don't put out the same quality, the same speed as a machine does, which is great. I mean, that's for me the salt in the soup. So it really makes life much better end of the day. But it's also really acknowledging that humans make mistakes. And the challenge we have is also finding ways to support them with the best tools, with the best measures, with the best software, whatever the case might be, in order for people then to deliver continuously, sustainably good quality products in time to our customers. Now that's really the top challenge for us.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it brings me to the next question. So thank you for this. Do you use automation? Did you manage to digitally transform your factory during the past years? What is the situation that you are
Now, if you ask me
right
what,
now?
if you ask me what is the best tips for digital transformation, now we are in a kind of third world country. First, we are not a first world. I wouldn't also consider South Africa a third world country. But digital transformation often, I think, is misunderstood as automation. Now, for me, that's really falling short, especially in a South African context. So digital transformation for me really is about a journey which you have to embark on in order to improve your state. Now, so what you always have to do, and that would be kind of my tip, is really investigate what makes your life difficult and come up with ideas to improve it, to make whatever is so difficult, make it easier. And that in the workplace. So actually just sharing a little project we embarked on during COVID times was that we teamed up here with a local university, and we put a camera system on the top floor with a software package which analyzed the human motions. So really picking up on how the person laying up a composite part is moving. So really measuring the distance the person had to move. Also the arm movement was measured. And we gave him also a human interface tool, so to speak, a tablet computer, where he could also quickly, just kind of by press of a button, share with us what is currently stopping him from being faster. So that was things like material is missing, or can't get the material in the corner like it should be, or tool is not correct, needs to be refurbished.
Wow, fascinating. And
things like that.
All that was done with the cameras only?
With camera and the tablet. And then you get a lot of data which you can analyze. And we were, based on that data, able to really come up with ideas on how to make all those movements the person was doing, all those missing things that he was missing, basically find ways to improve it. And we had a huge success in that project in the sense that we improved efficiency by over 30%.
Wow, that's amazing. You actually managed to optimize the process based on this small evidence from the field. Amazing.
Yeah. And that's for me kind of really a journey to improve. It's not kind of, digital transformation, let's automate. So let's replace a human with a machine. In our business, with the complexity and the small volume we actually manufacture. So for some part numbers, we only manufacture maybe a dozen parts. Sort of creating all the effort into automation is just falling short. So it's much better to really understand then what is holding back the person to be more efficient, and then supporting him using new technologies, also software-based, whatever the case might be, but really using new technology to support the individual.
I agree. I also see it as a collaboration between the machine and the human, and not a replacement of humans.
Yeah.
Did this optimization process help you with the ramp up that we are experiencing today in the aerospace industry?
No, it was actually in a phase where it was ramping down. As I said, it was during COVID times. But it's the process which we do today now in that specific project is helping us now, of course, in the ramp up. That's correct.
Great. I'm glad to hear it. I would like to ask you about sustainability and circular manufacturing. Is it something that you deal with right now? Is it part of a company agenda?
Yes, no, clear, yes, exclamation mark. So we've got sustainability on our roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really part of our company agenda. But also, really, frankly speaking, we could do a lot more. So it's not the highest of priorities on our side. No, so what we've done so far is really on that roadmap. We differentiate between ecological sustainability. We look at social sustainability, economical sustainability, and also corporate sustainability. So we've subdivided that basically into 4 areas. And we've defined single projects then for those 4 areas. No, so we understand sustainability to be a lot more than just kind of going green and carbon footprint. So we also really take, again, our employees there into the focus. No, so what can we do on the social side to be more sustainable? And also, no, there is no business without profit. So we also really need to look at finances, at economical sustainability, and also then our development as a company.
That is
and
really
all of that,
amazing to hear. You take the responsibility.
Exactly. No, so if we understand sustainability really as being something which you do in the long term, no? And it needs to be something, positive in the sense that it's really improving us on a global scale. But you have to break it down again into smaller packages so that also your employees are really embarking on it and are supporting. Now that's at least sort of what we experience. If you come along and say we want to reduce our carbon footprint by X%, typically the person on the shop floor building a part doesn't really buy into that. Also, so you need to break it down into smaller packages in order for him to also really be motivated and driving sustainability.
I'm glad to hear it. It's really important on the social part of it. I have a last question, actually. On a personal note, if you haven't been an executive here at AAT Composites, what you be doing? I've heard from you that you're living next to the ocean and next to wineries, so there are a couple of options, I believe.
No, for sure. I'm really blessed and fortunate to be living here. But in the end, if I would not be doing what I'm currently doing, I think I would still be part of developing products. No, that's a passion I always have had and likely will always have. So if I would not be developing cool products at AAT, I would likely do it in my own garage or whatever the case might be. No, so that's just something I'm really passionate about, and I also have now reached an age. No, I'm 52 years old, where I also see value in sharing my experience with younger engineers. No, and that's also a lot of fun, and that's also what I'm doing outside of AAT as well. Is kind of just being kind of that person who mentors others. For sure, I would then also have more time to spend a little bit of time with my wife and traveling. No, we haven't seen a lot of Africa yet. So living at the tip of Africa, there's still a lot of traveling to do. And then kind of really, short notice, so to speak, just going on the mountain bike, going surfing would also be on my cards for sure.